Wrigley Field, Chicago. We're getting ready for Game 3 of this series between the Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. We welcome you, Brian Anderson, along with Bill Schroeder. Normally we get into the ball game here at this point, but today is a tough day for the organization as a longtime scouting director, most recently Bruce Side, passed away. We got that news early today, and Rock, the Brewers lost a significant member of their team today.
Yeah, tragedies happen off the field from time to time throughout the season to make you realize what is really important in life. It's certainly not 7-game losing streak. So the Brewers lost a family member that was a tireless worker. You know, fans might not know Bruce Side very well, but they know the players that he had a hand in bringing to Milwaukee, for him in the starting lineup today. Every time you saw Bruce Side, you had a smile on your face. He made everybody he touched feel very important. He's going to be missed.
Bruce Side was one of our favorite booth guests at Miller Park. We had him on recently after the draft. He was friendly, he was knowledgeable, and universally respected. He was a great man, and his contributions to the game, and specifically the Brewers organization, are significant. Our heartfelt prayers go out to the Side family, especially his wife, Erica. Bruce loved watching the Brewers, and so we will do just that tonight and the rest of the season in his memory.
Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
Just about ready for game time tonight. Wrigley Field, Chicago. It is the final night here in Chicago for the Brewers this year. And from Navy Pier downtown, you can jump on the L out to the north side. And the Brewers and the Cubs, Milwaukee trying to salvage this final game of the series. It's a beautiful night for baseball here at Wrigley Field. Brewers are headed home to start a series tomorrow against the St. Louis Cardinals, who might already be in Milwaukee after they just swept the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ron Renicky trying to get his club turned around. The Brewers have had a tough time on the road on this 9-game road trip. They've lost 7 straight. And Renicky has juggled his lineup a little bit today. Associated Bank starting lineup has Jeanette at the top. Gerardo Parra will hit second tonight with Lucroy hitting third. Middle of the order is Aramis Ramirez, Chris Davis, and Matt Clark making his very first Major League start. Logan Schaefer in center, Gene Segura at short, and Matt Garza back from the disabled list will get the call on the mound. And that's the lineup, Rock, that will face Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, this guy has been outstanding. I mean, he had a 4-0 month of August with a 169 earned run average. That came in 6 starts. He gave up 4 earned runs in his first start for the Cubs. That was back in July, and has given up no more than 2 runs in his last 8 starts, including a very good start against the Brewers. Now let's check out the Brewers defense. Brought to you by Menards tonight. Got Coughlin, Alcantara, and Soler from left to right. You got Valbuena, Baez, Watkins, and Valleca from third to first, and Wellington Castillo back behind home plate. And Baez making career start number 6 at shortstop. Has not committed an error. He finished the game at shortstop last night. Starlin Castro out with an ankle injury.
Yeah, no Castro tonight. No Anthony Rizzo. There's a 4-man umpiring crew. Las Diaz is the crew chief. Mark Carlson will call the balls and strikes, and he calls strike 1, and away we go from Wrigley Field tonight. Scooter Gennett, Gerardo Parra, Jonathan Lucroy will start it tonight against the strike throwing machine Kyle Hendricks, as Gennett sends one in the air to left. Chris Coughlin is back. That ball had a little bit of travel on it, and Gennett is retired. You notice Ryan Braun is not in the lineup here tonight. He has returned to Milwaukee, expecting his first child any moment now. For more on that story, we check in with Telly Hughes.
That's right, B8. Ryan Braun left last night for Milwaukee, like you said, expecting the birth of his first child. And Ron Renicky said he really doesn't know when Ryan will be back with the team, because obviously you don't know when the baby is going to come, but everything goes well. He's hoping that Ryan and his wife can have the baby tonight, and he can rejoin the team as they start their series against the Cardinals tomorrow.
All right, Telly, thanks, and we wish them the best, Ryan and his wife Larissa, and obviously very important times for them as a family. And Brewers will be returning home for an 11-game homestand beginning tomorrow, as Parra skies to right, and 2 fly ball outs for Kyle Hendricks.
And you know that was on Ryan's mind over the last week or so. This road trip, a tough one for the Brewers and Ryan himself. Not just on the field, but worrying about family at home and how everything's going. So he's back with them. Hopefully everything goes well and he's back real soon.
2 up, 2 down. Here is Lucroy, who occupies the 3-hole tonight. Another big story for the Brewers this evening is Matt Garza and how effective he will be coming back from an oblique injury and a stint on the disabled list that lasted exactly 1 month. He went on the DL on the 3rd of August. He returns here tonight, September 3rd. So I think Garza came through the oblique injury about as well as could be expected. And you wonder what his pitch count will look like tonight, what his field command will look like tonight as he faces his old club in the Cubs.
We had a side session a few days ago where he threw 48 pitches, and talking to Ron Renicky, his pitch count will be monitored very closely tonight.
Lucroy, little jam shot, and a couple of hops out to second base. Watkins scoops it up, makes the play, and that's a 7-pitch inning to start it for Kyle Hendricks. Now Garza's turn on the mound. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Wednesday night at Wrigley underway here, and the Brewers on the field behind Matt Garza. Cubs coming up for the first time. The Brew Crew go in order in the first inning. Rick Renteria has his ball club playing very well right now, coming off a winning month of August. And the Cubs have won 5 consecutive home games, averaging nearly 5 runs per game in this 5-game home winning streak. And Renteria has Coghlan, Baez, and Valbuena making up the top of his order. The middle is going to be Soler, Castillo, and Alcantara. Logan Watkins will be at second base. Valleca at first, and Hendricks is on the mound. The starting 9, courtesy of Associated Bank, and that's the lineup that'll face Matt Garza.
Well, it's been a month for Matt Garza. Last pitched in St. Louis against the Cardinals, and had a very good outing going. No runs, 1 hit through 6 innings against the Cardinals. Had to come out with that oblique strain. 1-1 in 2 starts career against his old ball club. Both of those starts coming this year.
Now the Brewers started this road trip a game and a half ahead of the Cardinals in the National League Central. They are going to have to win tonight to remain 2 games back of the Cardinals in the NL Central. St. Louis is red hot. They've won 5 in a row. 4-game showdown series with the division leaders starting tomorrow. And a very important piece back on the mound for the Brewers here tonight in Matt Garza. Chris Coghlan leads off, coming in at 278. He solidified that leadoff spot for the Cubs this year. His first year in Chicago, a former Rookie of the Year back with the Marlins. Cubs are going to have a lot to do with who wins the Central Division. They are not going to win the Central, but they'll be responsible for the team who does in one way or another. You know, they had a chance to sweep the Cardinals. They had the leads in all games and let one get away in the final game. They matched up against St. Louis on Sunday, had a 5-0 lead in that game.
A bunch of young players out there that are playing with reckless abandon, no pressure, and doing a pretty good job the last couple of months. Chris Coghlan, leadoff hitter, has back-to-back games against the Brewers with a couple of hits. He's done a nice job in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, Coghlan 2 for 5 yesterday. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Coghlan lines one right to first. Clark makes the play. Good to get him involved quickly. Matt Clark making his first major league start.
Yep, testing him right away. And let's check out the rest of the Brewers as they line up defensively. Brought to you by Menards today. Got some changes. The aforementioned Matt Clark over at first base, talking to Garth Orr, is a pretty good defender over at first. You got Logan Schaefer in center field with Braun not with the ball club. Gerardo Parra moves from center to left, and Gene Segura back at shortstop. He had last night off.
Clark is a legacy. His father, Terry Clark, pitched in the big leagues. One of your old teammates with the Angels.
Back in 1989. A control pitcher, his father. Right-handed pitcher.
His dad now a pitching coordinator with the Seattle Mariners. Mariners won today, beat the Oakland A's. That was a big win for the Mariners behind Felix Hernandez. They've got to be a proud papa in Terry Clark. His son has taken the long and winding road to the big leagues. 27 years of age, played his college ball at LSU. Spent a little time overseas in Japan, and a career that started with the Padres. Was with the Mets earlier this season. Asked for his release to sign with the Brewers, and here he is in the big leagues in September and in a pennant race. And this is not a spot start, according to Ron Renicky. Clark was red hot in the final month of the season for the Nashville Sounds, and Renicky is hoping that that hot bat will continue here in the big leagues.
On the outside looks pretty calm, but you got to figure he's pretty jacked up out there at first base. Got an at-bat yesterday, his first major league at-bat, a fly out to center. He's got some pop in that bat. He can hit a home run. Big kid.
Javier Baez back in the 2 spot in the order. The Cubs without Rizzo and Castro, so the middle of their order has been a little bit disrupted. Renteria keeps Coghlan and Baez in the top 2 spots. Everybody else moves up a notch. Those are 2 big bats out of the lineup. Brewers have to take advantage of that. In desperate need of a win as Baez lines one into right center, a base hit. Logan Schaefer cuts it off. Baez on his way to second. I think that ball's fooled Schaefer. He actually had to dive to stop that ball from going to the wall.
Either that or he fell down. I mean, that ball was smoked out into the gap. That ball, a line drive rope into the gap and right, and that ball takes 1 bounce, and I think skips a little bit quicker than Logan Schaefer thought, and able to get to it, but still not able to keep Baez at first base.
It was like it hydroplaned out there. Baez would have easily gone to third if that ball gets to the ivy. So Schaefer does a good job.
It's about as hard as you can hit a baseball to the opposite field right there. Strikes out a lot. We can see packs a lot of punch in that swing.
Already 5 doubles and 7 home runs. Baez playing in just his 30th game in the big leagues. Cubs have been on the attack. They have scored first in each of their last 5 games going back into the St. Louis series. Scored in the first inning in each of those 5 games. Garza knows his task is to try to keep the Cubs down. The Brewers are desperate to find some offense here tonight. During this 7-game losing streak, the Brewers averaging just over 2 runs per game. And last night it was a 7-1 Cubs win.
And have been falling behind early. 4-0 last night. It's up to Matt Garza, his first start back after a month on a disabled list. At a side session in San Francisco that, according to Rick Kranitz, went about as good as it could possibly go. Went to 48 pitches. And talking to Rick before today's ball game, we're looking for about 70 pitches out of Garza tonight and hopes to get about 5 innings out of him.
Runner at second for Luis Valbuena. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Cubs third baseman. In the air to center field. That ball's traveling well. Schaefer just in front of the wall will make the catch, and Baez will tag. Oh, and left the bat, it looked like a routine fly ball, but it had a little carry to it. The wind is blowing out tonight. 10-mile-an-hour breeze blowing out towards left center, and it took that one all the way to the ivy.
He just missed that one, Valbuena. He's got some big power in that bat as well. Cubs have been hitting a lot of homers. Now second in the National League in homers. They passed the Brewers. Got some young kids that can swing the bat. And this guy right at the top of that list.
Soler has 3 home runs for the Cubs. And he's playing in just his 7th game. 3 home runs in 6 games for Soler. He has 4 doubles. And he whistles that one foul. We got the Rockies leading the National League in home runs with 156, and then the Cubs with 141. They hit 39 of those home runs in their winning month of August. Brewers are right behind the Cubs, 5 behind them, 3rd in the league. Soler, a bouncer to third. Nice easy hop for Ramirez. And Garza's first inning back from the DL is a scoreless one. We head to the second. The Brewers are coming up. Field. And a reminder that college football returns to Fox and FS1 Saturday, starting with the 20th ranked K-State taking on Iowa State. And then on Fox, it's the game everyone's talking about, the 8th ranked Michigan State Spartans taking on the 3rd ranked Oregon Ducks. That's an epic early season matchup. Plus BYU and Texas, Texas Tech and UTEP. It all starts Saturday, 11 a.m. Central on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Great rundown of games early in the schedule, college football. Kyle Hendricks back on the mound. Aramis Ramirez will lead off. Brewers went in order in the first inning. A 7-pitch inning for Hendricks, who was tough on the crew just a couple of weeks ago here at Wrigley Field. As Ramirez lines one, it's caught by Baez. Ramirez hits a bullet that had a chance to go to the wall. Instead, it is a line drive out.
Yeah, tough break for Rami, and Baez able to snare that one before it got completely by him. It looked like it was by him, but able to throw the glove up there and make a nice catch on a line drive. Able to hold it in the webbing. Yeah, Hendricks is a strike thrower for sure. Doesn't walk many, doesn't strike many out. He's thrown 9 pitches tonight, all strikes.
4 up and 4 down. Got a break with that one. Here is Chris Davis.
A lot of cut fastballs from Kyle Hendricks. Those strikes into a changeup, curveball. Not overpowering, so the Brewers can sit on that cutter and still not worry too much about having Hendricks throw the fastball by him.
Oh, and 2 the count on Davis. Hendricks has yet to throw a ball. 11 for 11. Hendricks is going to make a significant run at pitcher of the month.
4-0 in 6 starts. A 169 earned run average. There's that curveball. But he throws strikes early and gets you to chase late in the count. You need to be aggressive early, be patient later in the count. He's going to try and get you to chase.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Davis. And he leans out, serves one into center field, a base hit. That's the way the game goes, right? Aramis Ramirez drills one for an out, and Chris Davis a little flare in the center field. He'll take it.
A little one-hander on a cut fastball from Hendricks and dumps it into center field. Hey, tonight's time of the game winner, Hips Pub and Grub in Eau Claire, if they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours. They get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This off the courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Nice hot night tonight here in Chicago. That looks pretty good.
Here's Matt Clark. Mentioned his first career start. He made his major league debut last night. Played first base, and then he got an at-bat in the 9th inning.
Centered one up pretty well, but got under it and flew out to center field.
Looking for his first major league hit. Jason Rogers collected his first hit yesterday. There's a bouncer, gloved by Watkins, and he throws him out. That's a good play by Watkins. On a slow roller, he was covering the middle in double play depth, and he's able to get out number 2.
Yeah, not bad. That's a 2-seam fastball. Brewers need to be very aware to stay on that pitch. Again, not a guy that's going to throw the ball by you, but got that sinker at 87 miles an hour, and Clark tried to roll over on it, tried to pull it.
Logan Schaefer now with a runner at second. Got 2 outs. Good to see Schaefer back in the big leagues. Been a winding road for him this year. His numbers in the major leagues aren't great. He knows it, but he did go down to AAA and he got his swing together, he said. A nice finish to the season down in AAA Nashville. It's another recent hot bat that Renick's hoping that will continue here in the big leagues.
He hit some home runs in the last week of the season down in AAA.
He finished at AAA in 41 games. He had 273. 3 homers, 18 runs batted in. He's been up and down from the Brewers to Nashville on 4 different occasions this year. He made the opening day roster. He was sent down in late April, came back up in early May, stayed about 6 weeks, and then went down again. There's a line drive center field, a base hit, and count around third. The score is Davis, and it is the Brewers who strike first, and Logan Schaefer with a 2-out RBI single.
Yeah, that'll get that dugout buzzing a little bit. Brewers need a spark. Maybe it comes from a couple of guys that don't play every day, just get called up. There's that 2-seam fastball we've been talking about, and Logan doing a nice job waiting back and not trying to pull it. And Davis able to score the Brewers' first run, so they take an early lead.
That is the first lead the Brewers have had in a week since last Wednesday when they led 2-1 going to the 9th inning in San Diego. It was a Padres comeback and ultimate walk-off win in 10 innings. They will take it. Schaefer with his 7th RBI in the big leagues. Segura at the plate with 2 outs, and this is a part of the lineup. You might see Renicky be aggressive. You got a contact hitter at the plate who's been struggling. Schaefer runs well at first.
You got to do something. Manager can't go up there and get hits, but certainly be aggressive, get the infield moving around a little bit. Maybe Segura finds a hole.
Back up the middle, and that's going to sneak through a base hit. Schaefer will hold up. Center fielder Alcantara has a very strong throwing arm, and the 3rd hit of the inning. Back-to-back 2-out hits by Schaefer and Segura. And that'll bring Matt Garza to the plate.
They're not going to have much success trying to pull this guy, so base hits up the middle, all 3 of them for the Brewers in this inning.
Well, I'm sure there's a little bit of concern with Garza at the plate. He's passed all the tests. That oblique injury that knocked him out for a month. He's done all of the things necessary to prove he can not just pitch, but play the game, field his position, run the bases. But a pitcher at the plate coming back from a disabled list, you're always a little bit concerned, and his first swing breaks his bat.
All part of the test. Just swing the bat. I didn't see him taking too many aggressive swings. Not that Garza is going to impress you a whole lot at the plate anyway. Last thing the Brewers want to see is this guy hurting himself again at home plate.
Well, the hit by Segura, if nothing else, clears the pitcher spot. We'll see if Garza can find a little magic with the bat here. Any hit to the outfield is going to score Schaefer from second. Segura has great speed as well. Brewers on the board first tonight, 1-0 as Garza takes a ball. Big ball game tonight. The Cardinals won 1-0 over the Pirates earlier today. That was a thriller of a ball game. Came right down to the very last inning. Peter Borges with a walk-off hit. As Garza grounds out, and that will retire the side. Brewers get 3 hits. They score a run. They lead first for the first time in a week. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. It's a beautiful sunset looking across at downtown Chicago, Lake Michigan. Ruffled up a little bit here tonight, and that's an indication that the wind is blowing out, and it certainly is here this evening. Logan Schaefer with a 2-out RBI single makes it 1-0 Brew Crew. And here we go to the bottom of the second. By the way, just a correction, the Brewers did have a 1-0 lead in San Francisco on Sunday, so the second time that they have had the first lead on this road trip since their game in San Diego. Brewers won the first game of this road trip 10-1. Lost the next two in San Diego, got swept in San Francisco, and have lost the first two here in Chicago. And let's hope that's the end of it. Brewers are looking for the peak. They have seen the valley.
Yeah, 7-game losing streak. You're right. Second time they've lost 7 straight. And hopefully that's it. Got to win tonight. Get some home cooking. Got an 11-game homestand coming up.
Cardinals for 4, the Marlins for 4, and then the Reds for 3. Second to last homestand of the year. The Brewers actually finished with the Cubs in a 3-game series and 3-game homestand to end the season. One more road trip after tonight. It's a 3-city trip. St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. Ball and a strike on Castillo. In the air to center field. Pretty well hit. Logan Schaefer going back at the wall. He's got it for the out. Oh, they're doing some wall scraping here tonight, the Cubs.
Yes, they are. Valbuena now. Wellington Castillo always seems to have good at-bats against the Brew Crew. Taking that one into deep center field, and Logan Schaefer right up against the ivy hauls it in. Got some pop in that bat, and he shows it off against Milwaukee.
Well, Matt Garza, an inning and a third, pitch count at 17. We'll be watching that pitch count tonight. Let's check in with Telly on what the Brewers are expecting from Garza tonight. What do you have, Telly?
Well, B.A., what I gather from talking to pitching coach Rick Kranitz is the fact that this will be a unrestricted start for Matt Garza, and I say that because he felt like he was able to really throw the ball well in his side session as well as his simulated game in San Francisco. He felt like the ball was coming out, and he did so pain-free. So that part is unrestricted, but Ron Renicky ended up saying that there is a pitch count that Rick Kranitz has in mind. We weren't privy to that information, but once again, we'll just see how far he can go here tonight.
All right, Telly, thanks. And I think it has a lot to do with stress innings, stress pitches, how often he's throwing from the stretch. You know, if he's breezing along and he's got 60 pitches and he hasn't had many base runners, that's a lot different than if he's grinding every inning and maybe getting out of innings with double plays or whatnot. So we'll just have to see how it goes with Garza. And they can sneak him into the 60 to 70 pitch range. I think the Brewers would be very happy.
No doubt. I think they're looking for 5 innings. If they're able to get that, they're going to be happy. You don't want to push him too much. It's been a month.
Alcantara batting with 1 out. Switch hitting center fielder, former shortstop in the Cubs system. He's a big part of their rebuilding process as well, one of their top prospects. They liked him so much, they liked his bat and his speed, that they moved him to center. And I think the Cubs feel like he could jump into the shortstop position at any point. He hustles down the line. Jeanette takes care of him for out number 2.
Man, they've got a few guys that can fill in over there at shortstop. Baez's doing a heck of a job in the absence of Starlin Castro. Castro looked like he might have been done for the season when he first piled into home plate yesterday. Rolled that ankle, but was able to get up and walk off under his own power. Castro very fortunate that he was able to do that, but Baez filling in tonight.
There's Logan Watkins, who gets the start at second base as Baez goes to short for Castro. Cubs will have an off day tomorrow, then they'll play the Pirates here at Wrigley Field over the weekend. Pirates, like the Brewers, trying to play their way out of a slump. Pittsburgh lost their 4th consecutive game today. There's a fastball powered right by Watkins. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, right on the inside corner. Looks like the command for Garza is pretty good, given he hasn't pitched in over a month. Just shy of 5 weeks.
Making his 3rd career start against the Cubs. A shot to center field. Good piece of hitting there by Watkins on a fastball from Garza. 2-out single. 2nd hit of the game for Chicago.
That fastball coming out for Garza at about 93 miles an hour. That's normal for him. And that last pitch right on the outside corner, Watkins able to bang it into center field. That was a good piece of hitting, as you mentioned.
Garza very familiar with these surroundings here at the friendly confines. Spent parts of 3 seasons with the Cubs. He was traded from the Cubs to the Rangers last year, trying to help the Texas Rangers in their postseason aspirations. Texas lost in a tiebreaker to the Tampa Bay Rays. Would have put the Rangers in the postseason with a victory. Instead, the Rays won on the road, and then Tampa Bay would go on to win the wild card, and then Tampa Bay ultimately losing in a division series to the Red Sox. So didn't work out like the Rangers and Garza hoped it would last season. Signed a 4-year deal with the Brewers this offseason. And the Cubs were able to get a pretty good haul for Matt Garza, including Mike Holt, among others. C.J. Edwards. That ball's hit deep. Valleca turns on one, and the Brewers lead is eliminated quickly. 2-1 Cubs as Chris Valleca hits one out.
Yep, number 8 hitter. So you got a breaking ball, weighted back, and knocked that one out of here. No doubt about that one. And next to last row out there in left field for Valleca. So the Cubs have hit a few balls very hard off of Garza, nearly hitting home runs. This time Valleca able to get him one. That was a slider right down the middle of the plate, and Valleca knocks it out of here. Not a good pitch that time.
So the Brewers get a 2-out run in the 2nd. The Cubs get a 2-out 2-run homer in their half of the 2nd. And the pitcher Hendricks at the plate. One and two to Hendricks. Fouls it away. Hendricks came to the Cubs from the Rangers as well. He came in the Ryan Dempster deal 2 years ago. 24 years of age. And a nice story for him as he strikes out. Garza finishes the inning with his first K, but gives up a 2-out, 2-run homer, and the Cubs are on top.
As we head to the third, visit Brewers.com/WeEnergies to cast your vote for the WeEnergies High Energy Player of the Year. You'll be entered to win tickets, a luxury suite, and a signed jersey from the winning player. Vote today.
Here we go to the third inning. The Cubs have the lead 2-1. Scooter Gennett will lead off. The Brewers are back at the top of their order. Gennett, Parra, and Lucroy. Brewers still without Carlos Gomez, out with a wrist injury. I did see Gomez during batting practice today running the bases. So he was going around in his normal drills. He just wasn't swinging the bat. But gotta appreciate the effort from Gomez out there doing all of his progressions between first and second and third, and then reading balls off the bat, scoring plays, just trying to do whatever he can to help the ball club.
Right. He's able to catch the baseball and throw it. Reneke said that he may consider using him as a pinch runner when the team gets back to Milwaukee. Just can't swing the bat quite yet. It's going to be a while.
And one thing Reneke did say about Gomez running at Wrigley Field is that he has been dealing with a little bit of a hamstring problem. The wrist injury is what has him out of the lineup, but there is no place to warm up, loosen up, run sprints at Wrigley Field. You can't go in the tunnel like you can at Miller Park and stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, the tunnel's out under the right field bleachers here in this ballpark. But it's the same old Carlos. Right through those doors, that's where the batting cages are.
Gennett sends one deep to right. That ball's well hit. Soler reaches up and makes the catch. Another long fly ball out in this game. It's Gennett who has a hit taken away from him.
He plays deep out there in right field. That helped him on that one. But Scooter gives that one a pretty good ride. He doesn't have far to go. It just goes back and just in front of the wall out there in right. You play deep, you can go back and make catches like that. Problem is sometimes you can't get to a baseball hit in front of you. Took extra bases away from Gennett.
One away. Hendricks facing Gerardo Parra. Shows bunt, pushes it down the third base line, barehanded, unable to come up with it is Valbuena. And a bunt single for Gerardo Parra. Perfectly placed. And he caught Valbuena fairly deep over at third base, and that'll be an infield hit. The Brewers have 4 hits now.
Yeah, well done. I mean, you can't roll it out there any better than that. There was a little bit of a shift, which made the play even more difficult for Valbuena. You have good speed at first base with the big boys coming up.
Here is Lucroy with a runner at first. He bounced out in the first inning. Took a pretty good play by Watkins at second base. Keep thinking Lucroy might be due a day off at some point. Been catching a lot lately, but
good luck sitting him out. He wants to play.
He does. He wants to play. Feels like he's good to go. He trains all off season to be able to go the long haul. He feels like he has a good physiological makeup to catch every day, and knowing that Gomez and Braun are out of the lineup, Lucroy is in there. And he rips one into center field on the run. Alcantara, he's got it. And Parra has to retreat. Another hard hit ball for an out. And 2 gone now.
A couple of line drive outs, and the Brewers are got some atom balls in this inning. Squaring them up, Hendricks.
So here is Ramirez, who lined to short his first time up. Hit a bullet that Baez reached up and made the catch on his glove side. Brewers have 4 hits, all of them singles. Schaefer's single last inning produced the run with 2 outs. Brewers have 3 line drive outs tonight, deep fly ball outs. Cubs have hit a couple to the wall as well. There goes Parra, and a swing and a miss by Ramirez. Throw to second is in time. Castillo has now thrown out 8 of his last 10 would-be base stealers, and the inning ends at second base. Field and our AT Uverse rewind. You saw a lot of this play last night. Elian Herrera, who had a tough game defensively, but not on this particular play. One of the best of the night. Originally called safe by the first base umpire. They went to a review, and it was overturned for an out. Nice pick over there by Overbay as well. And that was in our AT Uverse rewind.
And there's the ending. Yep, he did get him. You don't see that play if he's safe.
Herrera sits this one out tonight. Segura is in the starting lineup at short. That is a jam-packed Brewers dugout. 33 players on the roster and an interpreter.
Yeah, if you think it's crowded in the dugout, check out that clubhouse.
Dugout, bullpen, it is swollen. They'll be looking forward to getting to Miller Park in the wide open spaces. Last game here at Wrigley Field this year. The Cubs have given the Brewers a lot of trouble. Much different ball club, the Cubs, right now than what we saw earlier in the season. This team's got it going on, and they have confidence. They have a lot of hope. They're going to need pitching, but they have the prospects to go get pitching. They're feeling pretty confident about where they're going to be next year. Coughlin rips one to right, a base hit. This guy keeps hitting. A line drive in the first inning for an out. Now a single to start the third.
Been doing a nice job in that leadoff spot. 5 hits now in the series. Hey, the Brewers return home tomorrow to beginning an 11-game homestand against the Cardinals, Marlins, and Reds. And with Brewers' dynamic deals, tickets for the upcoming homestand are available for just $9. To find the best value on Brewers tickets, visit brewers.com/deals.
A man on for Baez. Had a double into right center in the first inning. Cubs have 4 hits, including that 2-run homer by Chris Valleca. Other teams to keep your eye on right now. The Brewers are in the 2nd spot in the wild card race. The Giants are ahead of them. San Francisco lost today to the Rockies. 9-2 was the final there. Vogelsong got roughed up at a day game at Coors Field. San Francisco is headed to Detroit. They'll have an off day tomorrow, and then they have a big series with the Tigers in Detroit. No easy matchup there. Baez sends one high in the air to center. And Schaefer makes the play for out number 1.
Yeah, he doesn't get cheated, does he? Ever. Strikes out a ton, but boy, can he swing that bat. Yeah, wild card right now, the Atlanta Braves right behind the Brew Crew. Game and a half back coming into play today.
Atlanta won today, 7-4. They beat the Phillies. And then you got the Pirates, who lost today. Pittsburgh now 2.5 back of the Brewers for the second wild card spot. The Brewers can get to a game and a half behind the Giants with a win tonight. You just start looking at the team immediately ahead of you. If the season ended right now, the Brewers would be in the postseason. Coughlin takes off. Lucroy's throw is late. Coughlin got a great jump. Lucroy had no chance. And a stolen base for the Cubs.
Yeah, maybe a perfect throw. It's going to be close. Garza taking a little while to get rid of it. And high leg kick. Coughlin's taken off, doesn't look in. I think a perfect throw might make it interesting. But Coughlin with his 6th stolen base.
Runner at second for Valbuena. There's a strike.
Brewers can't worry too much about what's going on around them, above or below. They got to worry about what's going on in the field.
Yeah, that's for us to worry about.
Stuck
right?
on 73 wins for a while now, over a week. It's got to end.
Brewers have 24 games left, including tonight. Now the 3 division leaders, the Nationals, the Cardinals, and the Dodgers. Washington beat the Dodgers today in 14 innings. 8-5 was the final score. I got to check the time of game on that one. That game lasted, it had to be nearly 5 hours. Easy. Let me see what the official time was. It was in Los Angeles. 5 hours and 34 minutes was the time of game on that 14-inning game. Think about that.
It's a long time, isn't it? Better than us.
Dodgers had a late comeback. There was a misplay by Wirth in the outfield in the 9th. And Dodgers tied it. And then Washington would go on to win. So Washington has the best record in the National League. They are 20 games over 500. 79 and 59. Dodgers with the second best record. And then the red hot Cardinals, who have won 5 in a row with their 1-0 win over the Pirates. Little flare in the shallow left. Segura's back and the ball drops. Segura peeled off and now drops the ball, and now both runners will advance.
Yeah. Well, you can see Segura, he was a little bit intimidated by Chris Davis coming in. Nobody called it. Segura gave up on it, thinking there might be a collision. Nobody gets it, and then it kind of rolls around out there in left field, allowing the hitter Valbuena to get into second base. Segura misses it as he tries to pick it up. Right here, picks his head up, and that's what allows Valbuena to get into scoring position. So another defensive miscue by this Brewers ball club.
I don't know if they'll score an error or not. It should be. Both runners advance. Segura probably had a play at third base on Coughlin.
That's what he was thinking.
Infield in, first and third, and the Cubs' hottest hitter is at the plate, Jorge Soler.
Well, you have to account somehow for Valbuena to get to second base, and that was a single. It's a single and an error on Segura, so the Brewers, there's still another error on this road trip. It's been the last 8 games they've committed errors.
And Soler muscles one in the left, a base hit. And this is going to bring in 2 runs. Soler on his way to second. The throw is not in time. It's a 2 RBI double. 4-1 Cubs.
Another extra base hit for Jorge Soler. Not a bad pitch by Garza, up and in. Look at him pull the hands in, get enough of it, and dump it into left field. That'll go down as a 2-base hit and a couple of RBIs for Soler, and the Cubs extend their lead.
And yet another extra base hit for Soler, who now has 5 doubles in 7 games to go along with 3 home runs. And the beat goes on for the Brewers. 4-1 Cubs, still 1 out, 3 hits and an error in the inning. And here is Castillo. Brewers have committed 3 errors in the last 2 nights, all by their shortstops.
When you're not scoring runs, you cannot give extra outs. Just can't do it. And the Brewers have been guilty of that pretty much this entire road trip.
To Castillo. Hit a long fly ball out in the 2nd inning. That Garza is going to be on a pretty strict pitch count. He's trying to get 5 innings out of this. He's trying to get through the 3rd inning right now. Defense hasn't helped him much. Hitters count for Castillo. Into left field, hooking, and that's fair. And another run is in. That'll be a ground rule double for Castillo, an RBI. 5-1 Cubs.
Well, Castillo thought that was going to hook foul, but he stayed right down that line and left. He didn't run out of the box, but it didn't matter. It was a ground rule double and another run in. Nothing hit all that hard in this inning. Another jam shot by the Cubs. 3 consecutive balls that were in on the hands of these Cub hitters, but all resulting in base hits, a single and 2 doubles, and the Cubs have a 5-1 lead. Well, that was clearly fair.
3 runs are in. Here is Alcantara. Garza spikes a breaking ball. Well, Wellington Castillo has had quite a year against Milwaukee this year. He has 39 RBIs this season, the Cubs catcher. 11 of those have come against the Brewers this year.
We've been talking about that the entire series. I didn't know the exact numbers, but it always seems like this guy comes up in a big spot, either hits a home run or gets a base hit. And he's really caught very well. He's thrown the baseball about as well as he has in his career right now, as Marco Estrada starts to limber up down there in the line.
It's been a familiar sight in this stretch of games for the Brewers. The long reliever starting to get loose. Brewers pitching with an ERA over 6 in this 7-game losing streak. 5-1 Cubs. All 5 runs are earned against Garza. And Alcantara strikes out. So Garza comes back, picks up a K, his second. 2 outs in the inning. And here's Logan Watkins. With a line drive, a base hit, and they're going to send Castillo. Here comes a throw from Parra up the line. It's a bad one. Gets away from Lucroy. And Watkins to second. And it's 6-1 Cubs. 2-out RBI hit for Logan Watkins.
The Cubs are all over everything, whether they hit the ball well or not. It's all been base hits. 5 hits in the inning, 7 for the game. Check that 8. Gerardo Parra with about as good a throwing arm as there is in baseball. A little bit off the mark. If he puts it on the money, they might have a shot at Castillo at home plate.
Single and an RBI. No error on the play. Goes to second on the throw. Parra's among league leaders in outfield assists. Misfired on that one. That's the way things have been going for the Brewers. Doesn't even look like the same team that we saw just 2 weeks ago.
Seems like the same game night after night. Falling behind early. Not playing well defensively.
Here's Valleca, who hit a 2-run homer in the second. Garza coming up on his pitch limit. Estrada getting loose. Brewers will put Valleca on to face the pitcher Hendricks, and the Cubs will bat around in the third inning.
Not just getting too much of the play with every one of his pitches. The slider's been up in the strike zone. He started out pretty well. Sudden leaving everything up in the zone, not being able to find the corners.
So that'll make it first and second. And the pitcher Hendricks is up. Have been tough to come by against Hendricks overall. But spotting him a 5-run deficit, and the way the Brewers have been playing lately and swinging the bat lately, that looks like a major mountain at this point.
And they figure they're due to snap out of it at some point, but we've been saying that for a few days by now. Just one of those stretches where nothing's going right. Just got to grind it out. I just wish there was some magic wand you can wave and everything would be okay, but that's not the way it works.
So Garza gets the strikeout, and the Cubs lead 6-1. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. Well, the Brewers with another punch to the gut at the hands of the Cubs in this series. A 4-run inning makes it 6-1 Chicago, and we head to the 4th. Brewers will have the middle of their order coming up. Carsoup.com trivia question: who has the most career home runs as a Brewer at Wrigley Field? Ramos leads the way. Lined out his last time up. He was at the plate when Parra was thrown out trying to steal second base in the 3rd inning. The Cubs come in with a record of 63-76. So 13 games under, but they're coming off a winning month in August. They were 2 over in August. They're looking for their 6th straight home win. And they're averaging over 5 runs a game in this stretch.
Yeah, them kids are playing well.
Ramirez, a bouncer to third base. Valbuena for the first out.
They had good pitching, good starting pitching. The back end of the bullpen has been very good. The defense seems to be very solid. The Cubs ranked 5th in the National League in defense.
They got some movable parts. They moved Baez over to shortstop from second base for Castro. He's made some nice plays defensively. Has a double tonight. No Anthony Rizzo, but the guy taking over for him, Chris Valleca, who came in batting just 188. It's a 2-run homer tonight, so they're covering their losses. And this is an organization that might be closer to being a contender than they thought when the year started. I'm going to give a lot of credit to the Cubs player development group. And they've gone out and acquired a lot of talent. They're not even going to bring up Chris Bryant, who's supposed to be their best player in their minor league system. They've shot him down the rest of the year.
They thought of everybody around baseball talking about that young man.
And Addison Reed, a guy they got from the A's. Remember, they traded Samardzija and Jason Hamill. And I remember thinking after that trade, this is going to be a long year for the Cubs. I mean, they have a chance to lose 90 or 100 games, but it's been just the opposite.
Right.
These kids have gotten a chance to show what they can do, and they have performed very well. Kind of reminds me of what happened to the Brewers last year. After the All-Star break, and Braun was suspended, and Ricky Weeks eventually got hurt. We saw guys like Chris Davis and Scooter Gennett. The Brewers actually played over 500 in the second half of last season. It looked like they might lose 90 games.
They're playing with reckless abandon, and you play with no pressure on you. I think it makes a little bit easier to play. You go out there, have some fun, and that's what this Cubs ball club they've been doing it, and they're playing contending teams that are looking to go to the postseason, and they're very happy being a spoiler. Get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
Chris Davis with a base hit, and he's 2 for 2 tonight against Kyle Hendricks, and another single for the Brewers. Brewers have 5 hits, all of them are singles. Feels like a night for the offense. The Brewers are hoping to participate. The wind's blowing out at Wrigley Field. You can put up some runs in a hurry in this ballpark on nights like this.
Yeah.
This is a classic summer Wrigley Field night, even though we're into September now.
Yeah, what makes it a little bit more difficult for the home runs is the fact that Hendricks not a fly ball pitcher.
Bounce to the first, glove by Valleca, the second for 1. The return throw is in time for the out. That was a big league double play.
And Dark Horse wants Ron Rennie to come out and take a look at that one.
Might have a challenge here. Renicki's out to chat with Laz Diaz, saying that maybe the pitcher didn't have the foot on the bag as he covered. We'll see. Certainly an out there, and then the relay to first.
he have the toe on? He got it there. He's out.
Got it right there. So that'll be that. No challenge coming. And a well-turned double play wipes out a base hit. 6-1 Cubs. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Mark Carlson making a pitching change here as Marco Estrada will take over for Garza. Garza's return from the DL, not a pleasant one. Well, you can join Fox Sports Wisconsin for the 3rd annual Brewers Mini Marathon and 10K on Saturday, September 20th. Beginning and ending at Miller Park, the course goes past many Milwaukee landmarks. Runners receive a race shirt, a medal, a Brewers ticket voucher, and can celebrate at a post-race tailgate party. For details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com. Click on the More tab. And Mark Reynolds comes in the game to play first base as well. So a double switch for Renicky to try to get some extended innings out of Marco Estrada.
And Marco Estrada once again comes into a ball game with the Brewers down quite a bit. Last pitched on Friday against the Giants, got roughed up, gave up 7 runs, 5 of them earned in 2 innings of work. Overall, Marco as a starter and as a long reliever, you see his numbers, 4.89 earned run average. And it was the home run ball that had him removed from the starting rotation and put into the bullpen.
Top of the order will start it. The Cubs batted around in the 3rd, scoring 4 runs on 5 hits and a walk. There was also an error. Chris Coughlin is 1 for 2 today, and he swings at the first pitch and a base hit. Cubs are doing whatever they want at the plate in this series.
Yeah, every time they get a pitch, they're able to center on it. Feeling very comfortable in that batter's box, whether it's a right-handed or left-handed hitter. Coughlin getting a fastball out over the plate and hitting it hard into center field. Already 9 hits for the Cubs in the first 3+.
Here's Baez now with a runner at first base. Saw news today that the great Vince Scully, the legendary voice of the Dodgers, is going to scale back his schedule a little more next year. There's a nice play by Ramirez, and Baez is retired. Ramos coming up with a barehanded play to get Baez and taking a hit away from the shortstop.
Yeah, not too many make that play any better than Ramos Ramirez. He's always very good at that with that play. Never panics and always able to put that baseball right on the money. A swinging bunt. Ramirez playing behind the bag and able to barehanded and get off a good throw. Nice play.
Southwest Airlines non-stoppable play. Well, speaking of Vin Scully, he's just going to do home games next year. He's been scaling back his schedule the last few years. Bob Uecker's done that for the first time this season, although Ueck said he would be making the next road trip. He's going to stick with the Brewers the rest of the season. So that'd be good to have Ueck back on the road with us. So Hawk Harrelson's going to cut back his schedule next year. So some of these legendary voices are going to be heard less often next year.
That road travel, the schedule, very tough on everybody, particularly when you've had as many games under your belt as those guys have had. Certainly deserve it.
I saw Hawk Harrelson Sunday. He told me to tell you hello.
How's he doing?
Billy. Calls you Billy.
Yeah, how's he doing?
He's doing great. He said he's anxious to watch his grandkids. They're now playing sports in Indiana where he lives, and so he's going to cut back the schedule, spend a little more time with them. He's 73.
Doesn't seem it, does it?
Not at all.
Put it on the board.
Yes. On the south side. The swing and a miss, Valbuena. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pretty clear lines here in Chicago, right? Checking out of the hotel today, the bellman is just really adamant and into a conversation about how poorly the Brewers have been playing. And he's like, well, are they going to come out of it? I really need him to beat the Cubs tonight. Somebody talking about we're in Chicago. He goes, man, I'm a White Sox fan.
Yeah, there is a line drawn. There's no cross-pollination there, is there?
I'm sick of hearing about all these prospects.
You're one or the other, right? Just like Yankees, Mets.
Cubs and the White Sox had poor seasons, but are playing well recently. The White Sox, as a matter of fact, have won 3 in a row. They're trailing the Twins tonight, 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th. They've got some nice young players as well. And they have one of the best pitchers in the game in Chris Sale. There's a swing and a miss, and Estrada picks up a strikeout for out number 2. Valbuena's gone. Still a runner at second for Jorge Soler.
Yes, Chris Sale's in that second tier of left-handers in Major League Baseball. There's one guy that is in the league by himself. That's Kershaw.
Has his own tier.
And you got the Bumgarners of the world and Chris Sale, guys like that dominate.
Kershaw pitched yesterday for the Dodgers. He won. He now has 17 wins, so he is 17-3 and a 1.70 ERA. There has not been a National League pitcher win the MVP award since '68 when Bob Gibson won it.
Might be the year.
Yeah, this could be.
I'm starting to get on board with that.
Think about what he does, Kershaw, and he's swinging the bat well. When he pitches, he hits, he contributes with the bat. But what he does to a rotation, to the mentality of a ball club, knowing he's coming up every 5th day.
Helps the bullpen. He's going to give you 7-8 innings just about every time out.
Brewers were able to beat him in Los Angeles when they swept the Dodgers. Those are the kind of memories the Brewers are trying to think about right now. But it gets harder and harder, and the pressure gets more intense with each loss. Brewers in danger of losing their 8th consecutive game. It would be their longest losing streak of the year at the worst time of the year.
Right.
And you can say all you want. You can talk about not being tight. You can try to keep things loose. We were down there today on the field. It seemed like normal operation for the Brewers. There's a lot of laughs there, but it almost seems a little bit forced.
No doubt they're pressing. I mean, they're pressing in every aspect of the game right now. Pitchers going out there feeling as though they need to throw a shutout. You know, hitters are trying to do a little bit too much. It's just natural. The more you try to do, the worse you end up coming out.
Such a game of confidence, and there's not much of it going around right now for the Brewers.
You got to rely on the guy behind you. You have to have confidence in the guy in front of you in your batting order. Pitchers have to rely on their defense. This hasn't happened.
Full count to Soler. Got him. Estrada strikes him out to end the inning. Back-to-back Ks to finish it for Marco. 6-1 Cubs. As we head to the 5th inning on the famous hand-operated scoreboard out there. Most of it's hand-operated. Now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T.
I was talking to the guy down on the field, Rick, works up the press box, the guy that is responsible for keeping the count here on the scoreboard, the quickest in all of baseball.
It's unbelievable.
It's almost like he knows it's going to be a ball or a strike before the pitch is even called.
Yeah, right there. Like our director is Mark Vittorio. He's kind of like a quick draw McGraw director. Right. He can't beat
nobody
your
can.
Guy.
That guy's unreal
with the ball or the strike. No director can take a camera shot after the result of the ball or the strike before it gets posted on the scoreboard. It is fascinating.
If you look at the home plate and then you see the pitch, you look up and it's already on there. Except now.
Yeah, there's no.
What happened?
That's amazing. We've just talked about him, and there's no strike on the board.
No, the entire year, every year we've been here.
Even we're in a slump right now.
Live. Maybe a break here.
The count is 1-1.
Come on now, Rick.
You need to go.
You're making me look bad.
So watch how fast this is. In the air.
Maybe the strike thing's broken.
I think the strike bulbs are out.
I mean, it's not him.
Definitely not him. Anyway. What else you got?
You know what? I take it back.
I think the whole thing is broken. Well, now I'm concerned about the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Because it is famous. And there is that part of the scoreboard is electronic. Yeah, the strikes are definitely broken.
Wrong. Yeah, there's an issue.
I think you should go find Rick and try to get an explanation.
I know where he is, although I have to climb up one of these little skinny metal ladders. Up here in the press box is some catwalk up there. I don't think I can make it.
I mean, what are the odds that the second we mention it, the strike, and it worked last inning because I was watching.
Right.
I mean, we're having an effect on lots of people right now, including the scoreboard operator at Wrigley. 2-1 the count. Segura had a base hit his last time up. Hendricks has been able to breeze through it ever since he gave up a run in the second inning, and he has 2 quick outs in the 5th. That guy Rick you're talking about, he's a nice man. I like him a lot. He's kind of our go-to weather guy. You know, when you're dealing with weather in Chicago on the north side.
And he's real good with directions, trying to get out of the ballpark.
Yep, he's kind of a renaissance man.
Yeah. But he's really let me down right now.
It's not his fault though. I'm going to cover for him. There's an electric. I bet they have a spider infestation. So I've killed 3 of them in the booth already, on accident. They just happened to be crawling on me. I didn't mean to eliminate the spider.
Is that what you were kind of?
Well, one of them I grabbed from the web, and I just brought him down.
I think it was on my shoulder.
I put him elsewhere.
The strike's working now.
See, they just had to reboot the system, I guess. What are the odds? There it is. And there's strike 2. Powerball home run leaderboard. Reynolds on there with Davis and Gomez. 21.
Chris hit number 21, first game of the series.
Cubs are going to be doing some upgrading of their ballpark. It's a multi-year process. Next year they're going to have a diamond vision out there. Big screen video wall in left center. That ball hits the bag. And that'll be a base hit for Mark Reynolds. So his first at bat, he came in on a double switch last inning. He singles with 2 outs and a base runner for the top of the order.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the bag, it's a double. Although if it doesn't hit the bag, it might make Valbuena might have made a play on it. So it goes straight up, and that'll be a base hit for Mark Reynolds with 2 outs. He'll take it.
That'll bring up Jeanette. Cubs lead 6-1. They scored 4 in the 3rd. They got a 2-run homer from Valleca in the 2nd. RBIs in that 3rd inning from Soler and Castillo and Watkins. As Jeanette flies out, and Hendricks is rolling along once again.
Time to check in with the crew in the community. Join the Brewers and Brewers' wives in support of the Wisconsin Humane Society by purchasing a pet calendar. The calendar features players, coaches, and their families along with their 4-legged pet. Some players are featured with friends from the Wisconsin Humane Society who are up for adoption and in need of a good home. The calendars are available for purchase in the team store by Majestic. Buy a calendar today for $14.95 and help the Wisconsin Humane Society provide protection, shelter, and care for homeless animals, just like Hank used to be.
All right, Telly, thanks. Good work in the community there. The Humane Society. Marco Estrada is back on the mound to start his second inning. Had a scoreless fourth inning. Did give up a leadoff single, but a couple of Ks for Estrada. And Wellington Castillo will lead off. 6-1 Chicago. I noticed you left the booth here between innings. Did you happen to run by the scoreboard operation?
I was prepared to go up that metal ladder and risk my life to go up there. But Rick was down, and he was explaining to the whole press box, because we weren't the only ones that noticed that the strikes weren't working. Very apologetic, and he said that there was some type of vibration in the system.
Oh.
It's a very complicated, complex electronic components out there.
Really?
So there was a vibration, apparently, had to reset it, like you said. And now it's working perfectly.
Ground ball in the hole. That'll sneak through. A base hit. Castillo keeps hitting against the Brewers. Somebody gets him out because he's hitting just .231 coming in, but hasn't been that way against Milwaukee.
No, he's just very comfortable in that batter's box. As are all the Cubs tonight. Cubs have not been retired in order yet tonight.
Cubs now have 10 hits, and we're only through one batter in the fifth inning. Matt Garza started, went 3 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs. Meanwhile, Kyle Hendricks with 5 innings, 1 earned run. And his ERA has actually gone up. Back at Miller Park tomorrow. Starts an 11-game homestand. Maybe that'll turn things around for the Brew Crew. High fly ball. Alcantara deep to right, and Parra is there to make the play. I love how Parra plays the outfield. You notice he runs right to the spot, and he never misjudges where the spot is.
He takes his eye off the baseball, runs to a spot, and looks up, and the ball's right there.
It makes it all look so easy, but to have the awareness, the sense of where a batted ball is going to end up when it hasn't even hit the apex yet. He's running to a place, making a catch.
Takes practice.
That's why you give him a gold glove. He's got 2 of them.
Yeah, that's why he has a gold glove, because it does the work before the game. He understands the warning track. He knows what the wall's all about out there. Very interesting wall here at Wrigley Field. A lot of room right down the lines, and then it goes in rather quickly. There you go. There's that angle.
Yeah, I think it is the only ballpark that is deeper down the lines than it is in the alley. It is visually. Typically the wall would get closer down the line, and you got to kind of navigate around the ivy out there. It's 353 down the line, and then it comes in right there where the batting cages are on either side. Doesn't get back to 368 until deep into the alley.
353 is pretty deep for right down the line. You're right.
Usually that's between 330 or 35 or so. Some of the shorter ballparks below that. Hey, there's a nice catch by Ramirez. Little basket catch. I think he took it off the belly to make that play. Well done, Ramirez. He's made a couple of nice plays tonight.
And having some fun with the fans down along that third base line and able to haul it in.
Off the glass.
Kind of smothering it right there. Keeping it in the glove. Having a tap dance around the bullpen home plate area.
Two outs. Here is Valleca. off-speed pitch. Valleca has homered and walked tonight. He was intentionally walked so Garza could get to the pitcher, which was Garza's last hitter. Powered a fastball by him. 1-2 now on Chris Valleca. In the air to right. Parra got a long way to go on the dead sprint. Can't get it. That's foul. Not by much.
Yeah, that would have scored a run. Even with Wellington Castillo at first base, running on contact with 2 outs. And Castillo has to retreat back to first base. Not by much. Wow. And Renteria is going to go out there and take a look at it.
The challenge here would be where to place the base runners.
Right, that would be one of the first times we had to deal with that, because I think that if that ball drops in fair territory, Castillo's able to score.
All right, Renteria says, nope, you're good. My guys say you got it right. Way to go. Wow. That is.
I think his guys are wrong.
That is very close.
Yep. It all depends about the angle. They get that angle right down from home plate down the right field line, might look a little bit different.
They don't chalk that part of the line anymore. That's paint, so no chalk flies there. And Estrada comes back to strike him out to end the inning. We go to the 6th. The Brewers have some work to do tonight at Wrigley. .com emailed, or rather our carsoup.com trivia question. It used to be email. Rock got tired of answering questions, so now it's a trivia question. Who has the most career home runs as a Brewer at Wrigley Field? You know the answer, Rock?
Bernie.
Did you know the answer before you saw it?
I did not. I thought it was either Burnitz or Ryan Braun.
All right.
One of the two.
You would have been right had you gone with Jeremy Burnitz. Then you got Fielder.
Oh, okay. Brawny's down on the list.
And of course, this takes Ramirez out. This is as a Brewer player.
Right, yeah.
Ricky Weeks. Ryan Braun has 7. Bill Hall getting a mention.
And Prince.
Prince will be coming back next year. He's been out for the season.
Yeah, Prince he always did well here at Wrigley. A lot of homers.
Gerardo Parra leads off. Hendricks is mowing them down right now. The Brewers did score a run in the 2nd inning on 3 hits. But not a whole lot going on for the Brewers again tonight offensively. Gerardo Parra bunted his way on his last time up, and he has Valbuena's attention now at third base.
In on the grass. Yep. Open up a hole down there and down the third baseline.
One at bat leads to another as far as defensive positioning goes. And there's Parra with a base hit to center field. So Gerardo singles. Got a hit last night. Had 3 hits in the opener. Had 2 more to his line here this evening. Got his bat going.
He's going to get plenty of playing time while Gomez is out with that wrist injury. Able to reach out and just poke one into center field on a full count.
First time tonight the Brewers have had their leadoff batter reach. Here is Lucroy. Lucroy tonight 0 for 2. He hit one sharply in the third, a line drive out to center. And Hendricks hits the outside corner for a strike. This guy makes quality pitches.
Yeah, the cutter, the sinker, the curveball, the changeup, nothing straight. And he gets an awful lot of ground ball outs. He's only allowed 3 home runs this year. And has not struck out a batter tonight. Unusual.
Changeup missed. Kyle Hendricks, 24 years of age. Played his college ball at Dartmouth. That's where Brad Ausmus played his college ball. Lucroy turns on one, foul. Ausmus skippering the Tigers. They lost tonight. Detroit did. Lost to the Indians. It's going to be a race worth watching down the stretch. Detroit picking up David Price. Anibal Sanchez is out. Might be out for the year. They're hoping to get him back, but no guarantees with Sanchez. They've got 3 Cy Young Award winners in their rotation. There's a shot up the middle and a base hit. Lucroy with a single. And 2 men are on with nobody out.
And the only base hit for the Brewers that has been on the pull side was that Mark Reynolds hit down the third baseline and hit the bag. Everything else up the middle, except for that Parra bunt base hit down the line at third. The Brewers have 8 singles tonight. That's a result of all the ground balls that Hendricks throws. 7 fly ball outs, 7 ground outs, and 1 caught stealing. There has not been a strikeout tonight.
Here's Ramirez. Well, the Brewers need someone to give them a boost. Ramirez, with 1 swing of the bat, could turn this into a ball game again. Milwaukee down 5. Got 2 on to start this inning. By the way, Ramirez, the most home runs at Wrigley Field among active players. He had some of his great years here in Chicago. He spent 8+ years as a member of the Cubs. 3rd year with the Brewers. Final year of a contract, but wants to continue on now.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm sure the Brewers will make a play for him next year. He loves playing in Milwaukee. He is a big fan of Ron Renicky. talks often about how good of a manager Roenicke is. As a matter of fact, Ramirez said Roenicke's the best manager that he's ever played for, which is high praise.
Well, he's done a nice job here in his time with the Brew Crew.
Two and two now.
Brewers end up winning this division. It might be his best job as manager for the Brewers.
Yeah, you were feeling that way before this 7-game losing streak. If they could come out of this slide and they end up winning the division, I don't think that's your manager of the year, but they're going to have to make it in. Things aren't looking good right now, but they've got a lot of games remaining. That's the thing about a slump when you're playing this way and you watch these games, and I know as fans it's so hard to watch, but it's hard to think about this team winning games again, but that's the way it happens in a slump. And then you figure it all out, and then you go through stretches and you say this club's never going to lose again.
Yeah, how often have you sat here and said these guys have had it, they're not going to be able to come back, and they always seem to be able to do it.
Ramirez out in front, he pops it up in the infield. Infield fly rule called. Automatic out. Runners run at their own risk.
Took a lot off of that curveball. Ramirez out in front. Easy pop out. I'll tell you about Hendricks. I mean, he has so many weapons to go after you, and he has such good command of all of his pitches. Never sure what you're going to get at any time in any count.
Hendricks has given up a season high 7 hits. Chris Davis has 2 hits off Hendricks. He's 2 for 2. 2 on, 1 out, and Davis pulls one that is knocked down by Balbuena, and that'll be a base hit. It'll load the bases, but instead of an RBI double, Balbuena able to keep it in the infield and keep the Brewers off the board for now.
Yeah, because of the situation, playing behind the bag, and that's what allows him to knock it down. Brennan probably tell you should have had it. Not sure he would have been able to get anybody. Maybe the runner at second base, Lucroy, but yeah, he saves the run for the time being.
So the Brewers with 8 hits now. Chris Bosio is on his way out to the mound. You got the bases loaded. Overbay announces the pinch hitter. Bosio, I'm sure, going out for a quick scouting report here.
The Brewers' best pinch hitter at the plate.
Great numbers for Overbay. 10 hits as a pinch hitter. He's hitting .455, has a homer, 7 runs batted in. Be a good time to hit one in the bleachers right now. Somebody somewhere has got to come up with a big hit, and Overbay will have his spot. He's hit 5 grand slams, one of those coming this season. And he's 4 for 5 with the bases loaded. One of the bigger hits of the year for the Brewers was an Overbay pinch hit 3 RBI double in Los Angeles. Overbay takes a ball. Well, Overbay started early in the year, coming off the bench. First road trip of the year in Boston with a big pinch hit. Had a grand slam in Colorado. He's done a lot of damage with the bases loaded, and that one was the biggest of them all that allowed the Brewers to come back and win that game. Here's a slow roll to first base, and it gets by everyone. Overbay's going to reach. Parra is in. And the Brewers have scored a run, 6-2 Cubs, and the bases are still loaded.
Yeah, probably credit Overbay with an RBI. It'll probably be an E3, which it is, but I'm not sure why Blake felt as though he had to charge that baseball so much. I don't think he had to play at home plate. I mean, you kind of got to lay back and take an easy hop. He got caught in between. And all hands on deck. Everybody safe, and the Brewers inning continues with 1 out.
Could be a huge play.
A very good play by Chris Valleca at first base.
There's Schaefer at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Drove in a run with a base hit with 2 outs in the second. And he swings and fouls it away. Chris Valleca playing just his 14th career game at first base. Filling in for Anthony Rizzo. And a costly error there. Can the Brewers cash it in?
Good take right there by Logan Schaefer on a changeup.
Remember, the Cubs let a 5-0 lead get away in St. Louis on Sunday. You don't expect to get many opportunities against Hendricks the way he's thrown. Bases loaded, 1 out. Schaefer fouls it away, 1-2 to count. At the very least, Schaefer trying to get one in the air to the outfield, but the Brewers are getting greedy for good reason right here. They need a big inning.
Man, it's about time. They're due. They're due for a crooked number. And a big one.
Down 4. Schaefer's the tying run. Not much of a power threat. Did hit a few home runs in the home stretch in Nashville before he was called back up. He's still looking for his first home run of the year in the big leagues. And the 1-2 right off the end of the bat. Fouled out of play. Schaefer had a clean single back up the middle in the second inning. That came with 2 outs. It drove in Chris Davis. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Schaefer foul tip. Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Yeah, fortunate. Another changeup, doubled up on the changeup that time. Hendricks got that one down in the zone, and Schaefer just barely able to stay alive on the foul tip. Pretty close.
I didn't see it. Obviously, home plate umpire Mark Carlson heard it.
And no argument from Wellington Castillo.
Schaefer will get another swing. Infield error by Valleca allows Parra to score. 3 hits and an error in the inning. Bases loaded, full of Brewers. Schaefer takes a ball low. Now it's 2-2. Shaking off a few. Got the one he wants. Schaefer pops it up in the infield. And Watkins will make the catch. Infield fly rule again.
Did it again. He pulled the string. It seems as though when this guy's in trouble, he does what all good pitchers will do. Takes a little bit off, doesn't try to overthrow. A lot of young pitchers try and rear back and throw the fastball by hitters. Hendricks a couple of big outs, once to Ramirez and now to Schaefer on pop-ups.
2 infield fly rules, and with 25 pitches in the inning, Renteria is going to go out and make a change here. So Segura's coming up. Hendricks is going to be taken out, which is a bit surprising, but Renteria is going to make the move. We'll take a break. He's given up a career high 9 hits in a game. Just his first year in the big leagues, and one former Ranger in Hendricks to another in Justin Grimm, who came over in that Matt Garza deal last year. Grimm will try to get the Cubs out of a jam here. The Brewers will have Segura batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Big difference in styles right here. You go with the control pitcher, sinker, cutter from Hendricks to a hard thrower in Grimm. You can see his numbers, more strikeouts than innings pitched for Grimm, and a 4-2 record. Last pitched on the 31st to a scoreless inning against the St. Louis Cardinals.
He's given up 4 home runs this season, pitching exclusively out of the bullpen this year. And here's Gene Segura. So the bases loaded, 2 outs. Segura had a hit and a ground out against Hendricks. Grimm was a starting pitcher in the Texas Rangers system, and then even in the big leagues with the Rangers. The Cubs, however, have used him exclusively out of the bullpen. 10 appearances last year, all out of the pen. Number 65 this year, all out of the pen.
He's got that big fastball in the mid-90s, pretty straight though. Not a lot of movement on it. Got a slider to go with it.
Gene Segura hoping for one mistake that he can drive. Brewers got to get more than one out of this. One ball, 1 strike. And Segura's late, way late. 1-2 the count.
Got one in on his hands that time, and Segura not able to get the bat head out. Only 93 on that last fastball. The first one he threw was 95.
Grimm's put up some big strikeout numbers. He averages over 9 per 9 innings. 9.2 strikeouts per 9 officially. He's got Segura in a 1-2 count. Bases full of Brewers. And a little flare, right side, long run, foul. Count will remain at a ball and 2 strikes.
Those are the ones when you're going well, those fall in. And that would have cleared the bases because Overbay was on his horse. No, maybe not a horse.
They're like a Clydesdale, maybe.
Yeah. Used to be a horse.
Yeah, a bigger horse.
Plow
slower horse.
Yeah.
1-2 to Segura. We'll do it again. All the runners have big leads, and Segura fouls it away.
Starting to zero in on that fastball. It's been almost Grimm has thrown to him. Hasn't thrown him a breaking ball, and Segura's starting to zero in.
Cubs brought in a big haul from the Rangers for Matt Garza last year, including Neil Ramirez, who's been one of their best relievers. 1-2, and it bounces in. Nice block back there by Castillo.
Man, that was very nice. Well, yeah, you talk about just throwing your body out there and hope you get lucky. That's what that was. Watch where this ball bounces. I don't even think it makes the screen. It didn't. That really made the dirt. Well, if you're Gene Segura, what are you thinking here? Try to throw a breaking ball. Threw it about 3 feet in front of home plate. And if I'm Segura, I'm selling out on the fastball here.
Two and two. Got the fastball, tied him up, but he fouls it off, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The guy throws his only breaking pitch that far in front of home plate. Last thing he wants to do is throw into the screen, and he's going to go with his best pitch.
This at bat so far, 4 foul balls by Segura, 7 pitches, all but one of them fastballs. And Renteria sends his catcher out there to have a chat with Grimm. Looks like he's trying to get his bullpen fired up.
Castillo might be trying to convince him to throw a breaking pitch. I'm not sure what else it could be, other than the fact that maybe changing the signs up, because Davis has been out there for a while. Out at second base, looking in.
Two and two. The Brewers are going to fight their way back. This is a big one right here. Bases loaded. 2 outs in the inning. And Segura takes 96 with that fastball. That's his best bolt yet. And the count goes 3-2. And that'll put all the runners in motion. Reynolds on deck. Brewers need someone to step up in a big spot. Is Segura going to be that guy? Payoff pitch coming. Runners go. Segura fly ball right field. Soler with room, and that is the winner. Brewers score 1, courtesy of an error, and it's 6-2. Get 1, but Strand the bases loaded. As promised earlier in the broadcast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Don't forget to use the hashtag WisFanPhoto. Comes from Jody. A dog in a pool and a Brewers hat. I mean, come on. What's not to love, Rob?
Anything better than that?
Thanks, Jody.
That's nice.
Will Smith is on the pitch, trying to keep the Cubs at 6.
Yeah, 68th appearance for Will Smith. Well, he's worked quite a bit. Smith last pitched on Sunday against the Giants and got roughed up. 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. 77 strikeouts and 58 innings of work. His 67 appearances, now 68, a career high. His previous high, 19. So big workload for Will Smith. He's not used to it.
Came to the Brewers from the Royals this offseason. A trade that has worked out well for both. Aoki is now the man that Smith was traded for, Nori Aoki. He's starting to swing the bat. And the Royals are in first place in the American League Central. Caesar bounces to second. And Matt Caesar pinch hitting is out. Out number 1 for Will Smith.
As the Brewers and Cardinals Thursday through Sunday in a 4-game series right at Miller Park. To secure your tickets for this showdown, visit Brewers.com today. How about a nice come-from-behind victory today for the Brewers, and then a good series against the Cardinals coming up.
I'm in.
Thursday through Sunday.
Rare Cardinal fan here at Wrigley Field on a non-Cardinal game. Top of the order, here's Coughlin, and a strike on the outside corner.
I'm sure he's drawing some attention in the seats. Is that why you wear that?
Not sure.
I'm just asking.
Just being, I don't know, it's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah.
You ever worn a jersey at the ballpark as a fan? Like when you were little and you went to games, did you wear your jersey?
I didn't have one.
Wear your Little League jersey?
I'd wear that, yeah. But I didn't have, folks didn't have the money for a jersey.
Did you have the big sponsor on the back, like Bail Bonds on your Little League jersey?
I think we were in American Legion post back in the Little League, yeah.
There's a line drive to right field, and Parra will run it down for the out.
I think my Babe Ruth team was a hardware store. You got a bail bonds?
No, that was the Bad News Bears. They had the Ace Bail Bonds, remember?
Right.
Buttermaker.
Walter Matthau.
Finally got him a sponsor. What a great movie.
Dial that up next road trip.
Maybe right now. Could have it on, between innings for some laughs. Javier Baez takes a ball. What's your favorite baseball movie, Rob? Going to Field of Dreams or Bull Durham?
I'll go back a ways. Pride of the Yankees.
The Natural? Oh, Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. That was on recently.
Did you run the VHS machine on that one?
It was on MLB Network. It was actually when I was recovering from the old finger thing.
Oh, that's right.
Laying around the house. Watched it.
Resting. Three 3-0 to Baez.
Yeah, the Lou Gehrig story.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've seen it. Yeah, great movie. Yeah, the baseball scenes and situation didn't quite jive, but that's all right. They didn't have many options back then.
No. My other favorite, Sandlot.
It's a good one.
Kids used to like watching that. I was right there with him.
I'm more of a Field of Dreams, Bull Durham guy myself. Could go either way. Baez draws the walk. Major League's pretty great. Major League One.
With you. Harry Doyle.
Was Bob Uecker in that movie? Of course he was. He made that movie. Luke says Major League 2 was so-so. Major League 3 was on airplanes the next day. It was so bad. They're giving away for free. It's kind of an old school reference. Right. They used to put the bad movies on airplanes back in the day. Back when you could smoke on an airplane, you could watch a bad movie.
In the back rows.
Valbuena has a hit tonight. He singled and scored in the third inning. Marco Estrada went 2 scoreless. Garza started, went 3, gave up 6 runs all earned in his return from the disabled list. Will Smith pitching in his first inning, trying to keep the Cubs off the board. Brewers put up a little bit of a threat last inning, had them loaded, actually had the tying run at the plate. Half swing roller. Ramirez fires it across. Valbuena's out, and Smith with a scoreless 6th inning. To the 7th we go. Brewers coming up. A little thin out on the rooftops here tonight. Well, the Brewers on the Powerball home run count this season, currently third in the National League. They've hit 136. And they'd love to put the pedal down in that category. This is a team that is built for the home run ball, and when they're winning, they're usually hitting home runs.
Yeah, there's 2 home runs on back-to-back pitches on Monday afternoon.
Under the lights at Wrigley Field. Final game of the year at Wrigley for the Brew Crew. And it'll be Neil Ramirez. So you're getting a look at a lot of the talent from the Rangers organization tonight, starting with Kyle Hendricks, who came in the Dempster deal, and the last 2 pitchers, Justin Grimm and Neil Ramirez, who came in the Matt Garza deal.
Yeah, Ramirez threw a scoreless inning, struck out a couple of batters on Monday in the Cubs victory. Another hard thrower coming out of that Cubs bullpen.
Mark Reynolds pops it foul and out of play. Reynolds' second at bat. He singled his last time up, which was his first time at the plate after he came in on a double switch in the 4th inning. The Brewers had Matt Clark starting at first base tonight, making his first career major league start. A lot has changed for the Cubs this year. They are not the team they were early in the season. Got a good ball club now. Fly ball to right, easy for Soler, one of the many newcomers. Well, set your compass due north Thursday nights on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Bill and Laura, they'll take you around the stories and adventures of outdoor enthusiasts in the upper Midwest. Watch Due North Outdoors this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. only on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Here's Scooter Gennett. Cubs without Rizzo and Starlin Castro tonight, which means only 2 players on the field for the Cubs right now were on the opening day 25-man roster, just Valbuena and Castillo. That's how much turnover they've had.
Yeah.
And all for the better.
Well, not afraid to clear the deck, right? Not working one way, going a different direction. We'll see how it works out. Playing with nothing to lose, a little bit different than starting fresh. To start a season, see how you do then. It makes a big difference.
This continues to be one of the most difficult divisions in baseball, the Central Division of the National League. Very competitive. Reds are on the down tick right now. Cincinnati lost again today. They got shut out. The Cubs are on the uptick. The Brewers coming back from a below 500 season last season. Been in first place most of the year until recently. Two balls and a strike on Gennett. Jam shot pop up foul on the play. We've been keeping an eye on the Royals this year. Got a lot of former Brewers on that club. Kansas City has a 3-0 lead over the Rangers tonight. 7th inning. And the Tigers lost 7-0.
Take that to a game and a half. If that holds up, game and a half lead for the Royals over the Tigers.
Verlander took the loss today for Detroit. Not pitching well, not looking like his old self. Gave up 6 earned runs today. Swing and a miss. Gennett down on strikes. 2 outs. Indians got a great start from Danny Salazar today. Struck out 9 batters, went the distance, threw a shutout for the Tribe. Maybe the Tribe is going to be a factor.
Looking to make another run like they did last year, right?
They got a long way to go. They're 5 back Now 4 back of the second wild card spot, trailing the Tigers. You got Oakland in the top spot in the wild card, then Detroit. Seattle's right there. Mariners won today, so they're just a half game back of the second wild card spot. Fly ball to left, and that's an easy inning for Neil Ramirez. This guy just keeps dominating every time we see him. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Working the phones here between innings. 7th inning stretch here at Wrigley Field. Our shining moment tonight, the play of Ramos Ramirez over at third base, brought to you by the Marshfield Clinic. He's made a couple of nice plays. Got the rebound off the chest right here in the Cubs bullpen.
That's a tougher play than it looks. I mean, head's bouncing around, trying to go back. The ball's bouncing as it gets to you. At least it looks like it's bouncing around in the air and able to haul it in. Brewers looking for a real big shining moment here tonight. A couple of innings left.
Back to the bullpen. Brandon Kinsler is on the pitch. Bullpen's done a good job tonight. Estrada went 2 scoreless. Will Smith had a scoreless 6th, and now it's Kinsler for the 7th. And he'll have Soler, Castillo, and Alcantara.
Kinsler in his 54th appearance this year, 328 earned run average. Pitched last night and tossed a scoreless inning. A couple of strikeouts. So Brandon working on his location, keeping his sinker down. Hasn't thrown too many breaking pitches lately.
There's probably going to be a night where we see Jonathan Broxton in the game. He, at this point, needs to pitch. He has not pitched in a big league game since Friday when he was with Cincinnati.
It's been a week for K-Rod as well. Pitched on Wednesday at San Diego. Last time he's been in a game.
Broxton stirred around a little bit. Jam shot out to short. Soler is out for out number 1 for Kinsler.
Hey, do you wish St. Patty's Day came more than once a year? Well, you're in luck, because Wednesday, September 10th is halfway to St. Patrick's Day at Miller Park for just $17. You can see the Brewers take on the Marlins and get a Brewers green knit beanie. For details, visit brewers.com/special events.
I wish I had one of those right now.
Yeah, it's nice and cool up here, isn't it?
A little chilly up here.
It's about as much as I've seen you sweat during the game.
I got a lather going.
I know. It's hot up here.
I don't understand it. Seems like it's comfortable on the field. Telly's not down there sweating at all. I think it's the trapping of the air up here in the press box.
The Spiders like it hot.
Well, that's why they're out. There's plenty of them.
Actually, they like it cool and damp, don't they?
I don't know. I think so. Missed that day in science class. I just as soon do without them. I know they have a great purpose, but
you're not up on your arachnids.
I'd rather not be around them, if you know what I mean. Castillo off the end of the bat. On the run is Davis, and he's got it for the out. 2 gone in the inning.
I honestly don't mind the spiders, as long as they're not too big. It's the snakes that get me.
Have you seen any snakes lately?
Not here yet. Not in the booth.
That's a long way to go for a snake to travel. There's Mindy Alcantara with 2 away.
Although I was walking, my walk today, I went through Lincoln Park Zoo.
Oh, yeah? They have
the reptile house with snakes and lizards. And did not go in.
It's the best way to look at a snake.
Behind a glass.
In a zoo.
Behind the glass?
Yeah. People don't know that Lincoln Park Zoo, that's a free zoo.
Yeah.
Just walk right in. Check it out. Historical landmark in Chicago. Nice walk. That's a good walk for you from the hotel.
Piece of cake.
Yes. Two up, 2 down. Kinsler trying to make it a 3 up, 3 down inning for the first time tonight. Kyle Hendricks, the starter for the Cubs, did something that has not been done by a Cubs starter since 2002. No walks, no strikeouts. He's in line for the win as Alcantara strikes out. Good inning by Kinsler. 3 up, 3 down. Brewers are running out of outs. They're down 4. We go to the 8th. Cubs 6-2. We're on our way to the 8th inning now. And the Brewers, who had the bases loaded last inning, trying to get out of here with a win in this series, setting up the Cardinals series coming up tomorrow. It starts. Miller Lite, what's on tap? They're going to have Michael Wacha returning from the disabled list. Willie Peralta on the mound for the Brewers. That'll be Fires, Loesch, and Nelson. And the Cardinals with Lackey, Lynn, and Wainwright rounding out their series.
Jimmy Nelson draws Wainwright again.
Second time.
Pedro Strop, another hard thrower coming out of that Cubs bullpen. 57th appearance for Strop. And a 241 earned run average, more strikeouts than innings pitched, and a very good opponent batting average at 187.
Took Hendricks out with 80 pitches. Had the bases loaded. Grimm came on, got out of the jam. He got Segura to fly out to right with the bases loaded. Segura was representing the tying run. And then Ramirez worked an easy 1-2-3 inning with a K in the 7th, and now it's Strop. Hector Rondon, the Cubs closer. Cubs do have the day off tomorrow. You'll probably see them all.
Well, there's 13 of them down in that Cubs bullpen.
Well, so maybe not all of them.
Not all of them.
All of their winning relievers. Packed house down there. 0-2 to Lucroy. And down he goes. A strikeout to start the 8th.
Pretty good slider. Got a good one. That was wrong. Not 13. He got 14.
14. What do they got? 29 on the roster, I think. Brewers are playing with 33 on their roster right now. September call-ups. Here's Ramirez with one away.
Pretty good breaking ball right there. Pitch, he got Lucroy.
Sitting on a 4-run lead. Free and easy on the mound. But a fastball by him that time at 96. And it's 1-2.
And you got that to back it up.
Pedro Strop, another former Ranger. By way of the Orioles. Rangers, Orioles, Cubs. Got a little quick pitch there. There's another one. A little odd look from Strop. Brewers had a pitcher that used to do that.
Mike McClendon.
Yes. That's the name. Good one, because I thought I had it, and then
I can see you
it went away.
over there. I don't usually finish your sentences.
McClendon,
but
that's right.
I knew you were having a tough time.
That was one of those where you bring it up and you say, well, you'll remember. There's Ramirez with a little backhanded base hit. Like a tennis backhand, a one-hander in the left, and a base runner with one out. Brewers need 3 more just like it.
Yeah, that's that breaking pitch, and look at Ramirez. I mean, just kind of throws a bat out there one-handed and able to hook it into left field.
All right, here's Chris Davis. Davis is having a good night tonight. 3 hits, all singles. Brewers have 10 hits tonight. All of them have been singles. Big Jonathan Broxton getting loose.
Bit of a difference in size between the two of them.
Figaro and Broxton. It's like the shirt that went through the dryer on the left.
But Alfredo can get it up there every bit as fast as Broxton these days. It's not all about size all the time.
1 ball, 1 strike. And Davis with a big count. By the way, way, just to follow up your fear of snakes, there is a venomous cobra on the loose in Los Angeles.
That's a good spot for him.
That's no laughing matter, but
I'm not laughing.
A bit ironic that you're just talking about it. There's one on the loose, and we were just in Los Angeles. Davis, a little half swing. Did he go? He did not. Checkmate, says Laz Diaz.
That's that slider from Pedro Strop. And it looks like Davis got a break. Could have rung him up. Laz Diaz down at first base.
Brewers have 10 hits, 2 runs. Davis has 3 of the 10 hits. Ramirez over at first, 1 man out. And Strop deals it down and out. 3-2 it goes. Get another man on. We'll start trying to play long ball here a little bit. They'll have Ricky Weeks hit next, it looks like. He's going to pinch hit in what is now the pitcher spot. Full count. And Davis, center field, playable for Alcantara. 2 outs. Just missed it on the bat.
Yeah, just a little bit behind it. Fastball right down the middle. Got a 4-run lead. Didn't want to walk him. And Strop with enough on his heater to get it by Chris Davis.
All right, so Ricky Weeks will be announced. He's still 2 hits away from 1,000 in his career. Pinch hit appearance for Weeks. Big cut. Got a string of right-handers on the mound. And Ricky's not finding himself in the starting lineup very often. Cardinals have 4 right-handers. Cubs had 3 right-handers. Madison Bumgarner, the last lefty the Brewers faced. That was Sunday.
Brewers only faced 2 left-handers on the road trip. First game in San Diego was a left-hander. That was Eric Stoltz, the only Brewers win on his road trip so far.
Things were looking rosy at that point. Brewers had a lead in the division. Scored 10 runs that night. It was all cooking. No balls, 2 strikes, and Weeks takes one down in the dirt. Now when you're not hitting, your teams look flat. In and out of innings, not getting the big hits. Somewhere along the way, players are going to have to step up.
And it doesn't help the Brewers aren't playing very well defensively. Starting pitching has been shaky on the trip.
And down goes Weeks. So a couple of strikeouts for Strop. Another scoreless inning for the Brew. And we're headed to the bottom of the 8th. Cubs are coming up 6-2.
know that.
Appreciate that. Well, he's got a lot of time on his hands in the studio. Alfredo Figueroa is on the mound for the Brewers. Look in this bottom of the 8th inning. Logan Watkins leading off for the Cubs.
And 5th appearance for Figueroa and a 6.00 earned run average for Alfredo. He pitched last night against the Cubs and he tossed a scoreless inning.
So we saw Broxton getting loose and maybe just wanted to get a little throwing in, not coming into the game. You never know when you're going to need your winning relievers, the guys you use when you have a late lead.
I think the Brewers scored a couple of runs. You might have seen Broxton in the game.
Former Dodger closer. Broxton's been setting up for the Reds this year. A few saves when Aroldis Chapman was out earlier in the season. Hard throwing Alfredo Figueroa. Been a long time since the Brewers were swept in a 3-game series at Wrigley. You got to go back to the 04 season. There's a called strike 3. Figueroa picks up a K.
Nice slider right down the middle. Watkins wasn't looking for that pitch. Splits home plate right in half.
There's Chris Valleca. He hit a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning. It put the Cubs on top. They have not looked back. 6-2 Chicago. There's a strike. Cubs are going to bring on their closer in the 9th, Hector Rondon. Brewers in danger of falling 3 back in the division. Bouncing ball sneaks through. Valleca with a single. And his 2nd hit, 3rd trip on base tonight for Valleca. And the Cubs will go to their bench and Ryan Kalish. Kalish pinch hitting. 1 man out in the 8th inning. Figueroa trying to keep the Cubs at 6. Coming up in the 9th inning for the Brewers, they'll have the bottom of the order. Schaefer, Segura, Mark Reynolds. And then back to the top if anybody gets on with Jeanette. Trying to get some men on base and Lucroy at the plate at some point. No balls and a strike. Figueroa looking for a ground ball here. This is in. Big swing and a miss. And another breaking ball from Figueroa.
He's got a good one tonight. The base hit for Valleca came on a fastball. And the slider's been his best pitch so far tonight.
Figueroa made a spot start last year. He was fantastic against the Marlins. He showed some signs of a guy the Brewers could count on, but he just really struggled with his slider, his off-speed pitch. That one's in the air to the left, and Davis will make the play for the second out of the inning. There's a lot of hope for Figueroa if he can throw the breaking ball for a strike because of the velocity.
Which he has tonight.
He ended up making 5 starts for the Brewers last season. Just in a fill-in mode. He ended up with an ERA over 4. Figueroa spent most of the year in AAA Nashville, 42 games down there, at a 3.71 ERA. Made a couple of starts, but mostly out of the bullpen. This guy's bounced around quite a bit. He's still only 29 years of age. Played in Japan. Got some big league time with the Tigers early in his career, then went to Japan, and then he went 3 years between major league appearances.
He broke spring training with the Brewers last year. Came to Milwaukee. He just threw that last fastball at 96 miles an hour, so you don't have to be real big to be able to put something behind that baseball. There's a changeup.
Oakland is swing and a miss. Figueroa trying to get through the 8th. Last call for the Brewers coming up in the 9th. Brewers scored a run in the in the second inning on a 2-out RBI by Schaefer. Another run came in on an error in the 6th, even though it was an RBI for Overbay. And a swing and a miss. Down he goes. Coughlin strikes out. Good inning for Alfredo Figueroa. We go to the 9th. Brewers are down 4. Here comes Rondon. Rally here in this 9th inning. Down 6-2. Logan Schaefer will lead off. And the Cubs will have Hector Rondon on the mound. This is their closer. Not a save situation here.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. 23 out of 27. 55th game tonight. And more strikeouts than innings pitched. That's kind of a theme for this Cubs bullpen. These guys can throw hard. Got something behind the fastball and pretty good breaking pitches to go with it. I'm doing at 97 first pitch tonight.
Cubs have been able to hit on a number of these players. A lot of these trades. We've seen a lot of players that didn't come up in the Cubs system but were acquired along the way at some point. Rondon was a Rule 5 pick and has emerged as a bona fide closer. 1 ball, 1 strike on Schaefer. Fouls it away. 1-2 to count. Rick Renteria. Gotta love the way this season is finishing up. It was a struggle for most of the first half for the Cubs. Renteria, very patient guy. Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer letting Dale Swain go after last year, bringing in Renteria from the Padres. Giving him his first chance to be a manager. Got the first managerial firing of the year. With a month left in the season, the Astros fired Bo Porter, his bench coach, Dave Tremblay, who used to be a Cubs coach, longtime manager in the Cubs minor league system.
And the Astros really weren't too bad this year. I mean, I think they exceeded expectations.
A difference of opinion between general manager and manager in Houston.
Right. Well, philosophical differences. The Houston Astros 60-79. Good chance to avoid a 100-loss season. Of course, the Texas Rangers might lose 100.
Well, the Rangers have the worst record in all of baseball. Lost again tonight. Kansas City beat them.
Yeah. Lost 5 straight.
1-2 to Schaefer. Got a strikeout.
Best fastball that he's thrown at 98 miles an hour. This Cubs bullpen has come in and slammed the door. He's only allowed 1 base hit. That was that Ramos Ramirez one-handed base hit to left.
When you think about this, Kyle Hendricks started for the Cubs. He went 5 2/3 innings. He didn't walk a batter and didn't strike out a batter, yet he's in line for the win. It hasn't happened since John Lieber in 04 here at Wrigley Field. But the strikeouts have come from their bullpen. It's the 4th K in the last 3+ innings. Segura had the big at-bat in this game. He was up there with the bases loaded representing the tying run, and he flew out to right. Beg your pardon, that was 0-2 that John Lieber game. Tough to go through a game and get a win when you're not striking out anyone, not walking anybody.
Right.
But that's what Hendricks did tonight. That's kind of the way he goes, and he continues to impress.
You don't have to strike out guys. You don't have to be a hard thrower. You keep the ball down. You mix your pitches up. You get good movement on all your pitches and keep the offense off balance. And that's what Hendricks did tonight. That's what he's been doing all year. Ever since he made his first start in the beginning of July.
Segura, big bouncing ball to second. And Watkins throws it away. That goes into the Brewers dugout. So Segura will be awarded second base. I'm not sure a good throw is going to get him even. Segura flying down the line.
And Watkins waited back on that high chopper, and Segura just busted it hard down the line.
They're going to score it as an error all the way on the second baseman Watkins. That'll be a 2-base error.
Just waits back on the grass and has to put something behind the throw, and off the mark. You can see Valleca really inexperienced over there at first base. Look at the way he's stretching. He's got his foot on the home plate side of the bag. An experienced first baseman handles that a little bit differently with the footwork.
Mark Reynolds sends one into deep center. Contra's there to make the catch. Segura's going to tag, but the Brewers are down to their last hitter here. 2 outs in the ninth. Before we get away tonight, it's been a tough day in the Brewers organization. We hit the air today with sad news of the passing of Bruce Side. I want to commend the Wrigley Field personnel. They had a moment of silence for Bruce today, and for the Brewers family, and also the guys over on the Cubs television network, Comcast tonight. And Len Casper, Jim DeShays, Cubs producer John Walsh. They had a nice little piece on Bruce. And we appreciate that very much.
It's just not a loss for the Brewers. It's all a baseball. And Bruce had a great reputation and will be missed.
And with that, the ball game is over. The Brewers, their longest losing streak of the year. It goes to 8. The Cubs sweep Milwaukee. And the Brewers are now 3 games back in the National League Central. They still occupy the second wild card spot, and a showdown series starting against the Cardinals tomorrow night. Check in with Jeff Grayson. He's standing by at our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios. It's time for Brewers Live.